A high level of brain activity might be revealed by seemingly irrelevant or unfavorable characteristics or abilities. Scientists seem to think so, at least. Exactly what qualities and capabilities are we talking about here? How exactly do they improve our situation? The common person would think that knowing a lot about science, history, or economics is a sign of intelligence. A farmer would tell you that understanding when to plant in the spring is a sign of intelligence. How to recognize genuine intellect? Curious to know more? Well, stay tuned for that. Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Press the bell icon to never miss an update. Having said that, let's get into the video. You tend to stress out about trivial matters. Scientists conducted a study in which 126 primary school pupils filled out questionnaires asking how often they experienced worry, listened to gossip, or thought about upsetting circumstances. Children who worried more scored higher on the subsequent nonverbal intelligence exam. That those who are constantly anxious are more careful in their work is a correlation drawn by scientists. You're always making light of things. The University of New Mexico conducted another intriguing investigation. 400 pupils were evaluated on their interpersonal communication skills. Successful test takers were then given cartoon pictures and asked to provide captions. Three statisticians looked over these descriptions. Surprisingly, 86% of the top-scoring students opted for the most hilarious caption when given the choice. Later studies conducted with comedians found that the entire group scored above average on a test of verbal IQ. That's why we're going into detail. Researchers have shown that laughing regularly improves cognitive performance, reduces stress, and makes us smarter overall. Don't be too nosy already. According to researchers at the London Institute of Psychology, a child who is interested, as opposed to one who merely learns by heart, is more likely to become an inventor throughout his lifetime. Harvard Business Review professor Tomas Chamorro-Premuzic argues that an inquisitive and hungry mind are key to intellectual growth. He claims that a child's natural inquisitiveness encourages them to pursue both scientific inquiry and creative pursuits. Researchers in Britain studied 6,000 people born with the last half-century. The results suggested that 11 years old with higher IQ were more likely to be inquisitive and receptive to novel experiences. You probably be awake late into the night. In general, those who function well in the late hours tend to have above-average IQs. Scientists believe this is because extreme mental exertion conflicts with the body's natural 24-hour sleep-wake cycle. Thousands of children's sleeping patterns and IQ were analyzed in a study published in the Personality and Individual Differences. The vast majority of the bright individuals like sleeping on weekdays and weekend alike. Similar findings were found in a study that analyzed data from 400 U.S. Air Force trainees. You're easily influenced or diverted from your focus. You might be more intelligent than the average person if you frequently find yourself sidetracked by your phone, whether it's during a conversation or a cup of tea, so say the scientists at least. Findings from a recent study suggest that more challenging is to maintain focus, the more intelligent its subject is. Experts say this is because maintaining low levels of brain activity is exceptionally challenging. The amount of walking you do is impressive. Researchers from the United States showed that pedestrian-friendly cities have a higher average IQ than those that prioritizes automobile traffic. The same conclusions were drawn from studies of the pedestrian zones in major cities. How much you don't know hits you hard. Because of their groundbreaking research, Justin Kruger and David Dunning's paper on the Dunning-Kruger effect is now considered a social psychology classic. They came to the conclusion that intelligence correlated negatively with the confidence in one's own intelligence. The ability to admit ignorance is a hallmark of intelligence. They have access to resources that can help them learn anything they don't already know. That's why you're probably smarter than a lot of other people if you have questions popping up in your thoughts all the time and you don't hesitate to voice them. You have excellent self restraint. Intelligent people are skilled at controlling their impulses and keeping their feelings in check. They consider the potential outcomes of their actions before taking an action. One of your character flaws is that you put things off. Those with higher cognitive demands are the ones who can more readily come up with excuses to skip an exercise, according to the research. Many eminent scientists have observed that intelligent people in general are notorious procrastinators. To give just one example, Adam Grant claims that delay is the most important factor in his creative process. Steve Jobs was able to purposefully procrastinate, giving his mind a break by switching gears to something wholly different. You are in a perpetual state of nibbling. It's commonly known that from around 20 minutes after chewing gum, mental activity and focus improve. Recent research, however, has shown that many highly intelligent people also have a propensity to constantly chew on something. They say that when chewing, our minds are free to wander and engage in introspection. Occasionally, you find yourself dozing off during the day. It's well known that Leonardo da Vinci used polyphasic sleep. Every 4 hours, he would nap for 20 to 30 minutes. The brains of intelligent people work harder and wear out more quickly, but they also recharge more rapidly. You will need to reload your brain to shake off the effects of fatigue and approach the issue with a new perspective. Get in at least 20 minutes of shut-eye. You have an uncanny ability to maintain harmony. Possessing strong social skills is another sign of intelligence. As an example, consider the process of resolving a quarrel. Perhaps you have an innate ability to mediate conflicts, whether they involve your fellow employees at work or your friends and family at home. You always could make peace among fighting siblings or soothe your parents' anger even when you are a child. There are several facets to this ability, and they all relate to one's IQ in some way. Your ability to decipher the nonverbal cues of those around you makes you an excellent conflict detective. The signs help you ask the right questions and listen with empathy, so you can obtain the whole story from both parties. You prompt the participants to broaden their viewpoints, and this way you contribute to the process of identifying and evaluating possible solutions to the issue. Although social intelligence is not necessarily indicative of academic prowess, it's generally accepted as a valuable skill. A pet is part of your family now, right? Many people report improved psychological well-being after getting a pet. In general, people who have pets report feeling less lonely and having an easier time with stress, reduced levels of depressive symptoms. You may be wondering how on earth all of those advantages relate to brain power. For example, you might tell your cat that you're sad. Venting to a pet that will always listen is similar to talking to oneself in that it can help you work through difficult emotions and boost your mood. It's a healthy method to deal with intense feelings. Not only that, but the ability to keep one's emotions under check is hallmark of emotional acuity. Doesn't matter what kind of pet you have. One study conducted in 2017 and 418 students indicated that those who identified as cat people, 66 in total, performed better on tests of independence, abstract reasoning, and general intelligence. Those who identified as dog people scored higher on measures of friendliness, social daring, and vitality. Dog lovers tend to score better on the big five traits of extroversion, agreeableness, and consciousness, according to a 2010 study comparing dog lovers with cat lovers. People who adore cats tend to be more extroverted and less neurotic. You may remember hearing that researchers have shown a correlation between openness and smarts. The choice of a dog as a friend does not indicate a lack of intelligence, though. These results just suggest that your talent may play a role in determining the pet you ultimately choose. Dog people may have a higher IQ than cat people because of the attributes of the extroversion and loyalty that are common among both species. You have the strength to overcome any difficulty. Some people may have an easier time navigating the complexities of life than others. The ability to change and adapt is a hallmark of mental prowess. It's a term used to describe how well you respond to changes in your environment. The ability to bounce back from adversity is a key component of resilience, which may be related to this quality. Perhaps you are someone who faces uncertainty with courage and an open mind. When things don't go as planned, you pick yourself up and keep going. These traits are indicative of your intelligence, and they shine most when you laugh off setbacks. While studies from 2011 relate humor to creativity and intelligence, recent study from 2017 link enjoyment of dark humor to higher intelligence. You enjoy being alone, looking for some quiet time to yourself to recharge. You may be aware of your introversion, but you might not realize that finding happiness on your own might be indicative of intellect. It was found in a 2016 study that persons with higher IQs were less happy with life when they were spent more time socializing with friends, which could be because they were exposed to more people and activities. Some may interpret this to suggest that bright individuals don't like or trust their peers, but I propose an alternative explanation. Spending a lot of time alone, thinking about things, solving issues, coming up with ideas, and remembering the past is a common trait among introverts and smart people. When you spend more time with others, you have less time for yourself, which means less time to reflect, think deeply, and work on things that truly matter to you. As long as you give yourself time to recharge, you may easily maintain several meaningful relationships. You're actually aware of your social preferences and tendencies, and this awareness is a hallmark of high intellect. Do any of these characteristics describe you? Tell us about it in the feedback section. This is it, everyone. So, what do you think? Leave a comment and let us know. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done that. Also, put on the notifications because the next video is going to be a great one.